So today I'm going to show you how to install a new door lock. Here is the deal. I have new tenants moving in. It's December. I totally lucked out because they're awesome guys. And I want to put in a new door lock for safety reasons. So I'm going to be installing the Kwikset Kevo smart lock. I'm going to be replacing the deadbolt here. And in a minute, I'm going to show you exactly why it's such a cool, awesome, techie thing for your door. You're going to like it. I know I'm going to like it because if my tenants lose their keys, not a problem. All right, let's dive into the tutorial right now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is to just assume they can take the deadbolt right off the door. Oftentimes, if you have an older door, people paint right over the deadbolt. So you should always check for that. And if it has been painted over, you can score it using a utility knife. Most of the time, there are only two bolts holding the deadbolt together. So you just want to remove those. Then you just take the deadbolt apart. And the last step is to take the actual deadbolt right out of the door. Again, only two screws hold it in place. Here's the Kwikset Kevo. So the nice thing is you can use it with iPhones or you can use it with Android devices. Basically, the Kevo is a Bluetooth-enabled deadbolt. You can share e-keys via a smartphone, so you can send an electronic e-key to a family member, a friend, or a visitor like a contractor, as long as their smartphone is compatible. So you can manage the lock with e-keys and key fobs. You can receive notifications and view the history of the lock activity, which is really, really cool. So as you can see, now your smartphone is your key. But it also takes a traditional key. Kwikset offers a lifetime warranty on the finish and the mechanical components. There's a 1-year electronic warranty. Here's what you get with this set. You get 2 keys, a fob, a Kevo deadbolt. Here's the interior. You get 4 batteries and 2 electronic keys. So let's open this up. This is the key fob right here. Keep that in there. Here's the deadbolt. So you actually have 2 different deadbolt configurations, which is nice. So here's one with a plate, here's one without a plate. I'm not going to use this one. Instructions. So you need 2 different dimensions here. You need to know the diameter of the hole. That's the first one. So in this case, it's 2 1/8. You need to know the dimension from the center of the hole to the edge of the door. So again, in our case, that's 2 3/8. Now you need to pick your door latch. If your door is chiseled, you want to use this latch. If your door isn't chiseled, use this latch. Keep in mind there's always an up direction to these latches. So it says up here, we're in good shape. To adjust the length of the latch, you just look at this notch here and you can spin it. So you just spin it and that makes the latch longer or shorter. So in our case, the factory preset is the one that we need. This is set at 2 3/8 step. All you have to do is make sure this is in the up position, which it is, and slide it in. Stick a screwdriver into the center of the deadbolt and make sure that it fully retracts by turning it to the right and fully extends by turning it to the left. Now you can secure the deadbolt to the door using the 2 small screws that are provided. Now measure the thickness of your door. In my case, it's 1 3/4 thick. This determines the screws that you need for the deadbolt. If your door is 1 3/4 thick, you need the gold screws. If your door is 1 3/8 thick, you need the silver screws. There's an orientation to this stem here. It rounds over on the top, and there's an orientation for that stem to fit in through this striker. So I turned it so that it's oriented the same way. What we're going to do is slide the wires underneath everything that's inside the door hole and slide it in like so. You need to place this bracket on the other side of the door and slide the wires through this hole right here. There's a little diagram to help you out with that. Now what I like to do is hold the door lock on the other side with my hand, slide all the wires through this bracket, And make sure that the wires go into this little hole right here. Feed the bolts into place. Get them started by hand, just a little bit. Then you can use a screwdriver to tighten them down the whole way. The turn piece should be in the vertical position. Then what you can do is separate the two parts of this. Then you want to separate the battery pack from this unit. Don't put the batteries in just yet. What you want to do next is connect the thin cable. This is the thin cable right here. So the thin cable from the door lock to the back plate. So just connect them like so. You'll hear them snap together. Then there's an up position to the thicker cable. Plug this in with the up facing up. There's a little piece of circuitry right here. You want to plug the thicker cable into the circuitry. It's going to be hard for me to show you this, but you want to make sure you tuck the thinner cable in right here and make the thicker cable flush with this red sticker here. You don't want any of the cables to be near this hole or this hole because a screw is going to go in here and that can pinch the cable. So tuck them in appropriately. Once you have all the cables tucked into place, which for right now they aren't, it's hard to do while showing you this next step. You want to push the stem into this part of the back plate. Now you're going to take these tiny screws and secure the back plate to the door. What I like to do is put the screws onto the screwdriver and feed them into the hole. And that's why you don't want those little tiny wires to be near these holes because you'll break the connection. Nice and solid. Now install all the batteries into the battery pack. This is the right way to slide the battery pack down into the door lock. Now when you do that, you want to press and hold the program button. The last step is to put the cover plate on. Okay, and then what I like to do is just test to see how it operates. So obviously you want it to work. So in this case, it works, which is good. What's nice about the Kevo, in addition to the fact that it's Bluetooth enabled and works with your smartphone and the fob, is that you can rekey it using this little tool. So there's a slot on the deadbolt here. You stick this rekeying tool in there and follow the directions. You can use an existing key if you want. It's really nice. So this is the fob, and what you have to do is touch this little button here to wake it up. Now for me, I had to touch the Kevo and then wake up the key fob. Now all I have to do is have the key fob in my pocket and touch the Kevo, and it should lock. Blinks orange. And touch it again, it will lock. Pretty cool.
Upload the Kevo app to your smartphone to be able to control the Kevo with your smartphone. So all you have to do is create an account via the Kevo app, add your lock using the plus sign on the upper right-hand side of the app, follow the directions, and you should be good to go. What you have to do is pair your phone to the lock using the program button, and once you do that, you'll be able to lock and unlock the Kevo lock using your smartphone. So as long as your smartphone is on you, in your pocket, in your backpack, you'll be able to touch the Kevo, it'll light up and unlock. Pretty simple, pretty cool. You can also send e-keys to anybody that you emailed them to.
Okay, that's how you install a door lock, specifically Kwikset's Kevo smart lock. Really cool piece of technology. I wanted to let you know about our great surprise, and that is we're going to be giving away one of these. And how do you enter into that giveaway? Well, there are one of two ways. leave a comment over here on YouTube or back on over at homerepairtutor.com, and you'll be randomly entered into the giveaway, all right? So that's how that's going to go down. I've been using Kwikset door locks for over a decade now for all my rental homes, so whenever they came to me and asked me to do this video tutorial, it really was a no-brainer. They sponsored today's video, so I wanted to let you know about that. But I love this technology. It solves a huge problem for me, which is, tenants losing keys, contractors losing keys, or needing access to the house when I can't be here. So I think the Kevo solves that big problem for me, and that's why I wanted to share this video with you, because I think it could definitely help you out as well. All right, so thanks for watching today's video. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.